Hello everyone, welcome to Chelsea Sport Focus. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started.
Chelsea have received a significant boost as Mudryk has officially been cleared of all disciplinary sanctions and fully reinstated into the first team squad, marking a decisive turning point for both the player and the club. His return comes at a critical stage of the season and aligns with the beginning of a new era under head coach Romano, whose appointment signals a shift toward discipline, clarity and renewed belief at Stamford Bridge. For Chelsea, Mudryk's comeback is not simply about adding a winger back into rotation, but about restoring confidence and identity during a delicate rebuild. Mudryk's absence had been one of the most frustrating subplots of Chelsea's campaign. Signed with enormous expectations as one of Europe's most explosive young attackers, the Ukrainian struggled to find consistency amid tactical instability and off-field issues. During his time away, Chelsea conducted an internal process that allowed the player to reflect, train individually, and address concerns raised by the club. With all requirements now fulfilled, sources describe Mudryk as focused, humbled, and determined to restart his Chelsea career with purpose. Roman's influence has been central to this decision. Since arriving, the new head coach has emphasized accountability, clear roles, and strong man management. Romano personally held multiple discussions with Mudryk before approving his return, making it clear that reputation alone would not guarantee opportunities. The message was simple: commitment and discipline come first. This approach has already resonated within the squad, and Mudryk's reintegration is viewed internally as a clear example of Romano's balanced leadership style. Back in full training, Mudryk has impressed staff with his sharpness, intensity, and attitude. Teammates have noted improved communication and decisiveness, while fitness coaches confirm he is in peak physical condition following a tailored conditioning program. Romano is believed to be experimenting with Mudryk on both flanks and in more direct attacking roles, seeing his pace and willingness to take risks as vital tools in breaking down stubborn defences. Chelsea have often lacked directness in the final third, and Mudryk's return offers new tactical flexibility and competition in wide areas. Off the pitch, the decision sends a strong message. Past mistakes will not permanently define a player if standards are met. For supporters, it reignites cautious optimism that Mudryk can finally deliver on his potential in blue. While an immediate starting role is not guaranteed, Romano has confirmed the winger will be available for selection, with consistency now the priority. Alongside this internal reset, Chelsea's January ambitions extend into the transfer market. Following Romano's appointment, the club has identified Marc Guehi and Vinicius Jr. as priority targets. Romano wants Chelsea to control matches, build from the back, and become more ruthless in attack. Guehi, a former academy product, is viewed as the ideal defensive leader, combining composure, Premier League experience, and familiarity with Chelsea's culture. His ability to play out from defense fits perfectly with the new tactical vision, and talks are believed to be progressing positively. The interest in Vinicius Jr. represents a bold statement of intent. Romano sees the Brazilian as a transformative figure who could instantly elevate Chelsea's attack with pace, creativity, and fearlessness. While any deal would be complex, the club is exploring possibilities, convinced that a player of his caliber could redefine their attacking identity and inspire the squad. Chelsea's ambition has already taken shape with the January signing of Morgan Rogers, one of England's most promising young attackers. Rogers' versatility, physicality, and maturity made him an attractive addition, and the club moved decisively to secure him mid-season. For Rogers, the move represents a dream step forward, while for Chelsea, it underlines a commitment to building a hungry, flexible squad capable of growing together. As January unfolds, Chelsea appear renewed in direction and belief. With Mudryk's fresh start, Romano's clear philosophy, and ambitious recruitment plans, the club is attempting to turn uncertainty into momentum. This chapter is about accountability, opportunity, and long-term vision, and Chelsea are determined that it will lead to a more stable and competitive future under their new head coach. As Roma and Lyon have opened talks to explore a January move for Chelsea centre-back Axel Disasi, as the Blues continue reshaping their squad during a busy winter transfer window. According to journalist Ben Jacobs, both European clubs have made inquiries about the availability of the French defender, who has become one of Chelsea's most marginalised players this season. Chelsea have been active on multiple fronts in January, working on potential arrivals, while also preparing to offload players who no longer fit into the club's plans. The Blues are currently pushing ahead with negotiations for Rennes defender Jeremy Jacquet, who is believed to have already given his approval for a move to Stamford Bridge. At the same time, the club is assessing several possible departures as it looks to streamline the squad and reduce the number of unused players. Among those facing an uncertain future are Raheem Sterling, Philip Jorgensen, David Dartro Fofana, and Axel Disasi. For Disasi in particular, the situation has become increasingly clear. Signed from AS Monaco in the summer of 2023 for a fee of around €45 million, the 27-year-old initially enjoyed a respectable debut season under Mauricio Pochettino. His physical presence, aerial strength, and durability made him a regular option in defence, and at one stage he appeared to be a solid, long-term addition. However, the arrival of Enzo Marresca and a shift in tactical priorities quickly altered Disasi's standing at the club. It soon became evident that he was not viewed as a suitable fit for Maresca's defensive structure, which prioritises mobility, positional flexibility, and comfort in possession. As a result, Disasi slipped further down the pecking order and has not featured for Chelsea's senior side this season. The lack of first-team opportunities has left Disasi in footballing limbo. Despite being fully fit, he has spent much of the campaign without competitive minutes, even turning out for Chelsea's under-21 side in an effort to maintain match sharpness. For a player in his prime years, the situation is far from ideal, and both Chelsea and Disasi are understood to be keen on finding a solution. That has opened the door for interest from abroad. Ben Jacobs revealed on a live stream that AS Roma and Lyon, along with clubs from Saudi Arabia, have made inquiries about Disasi's availability. For Roma, the appeal lies in his experience and physicality, qualities that could strengthen their defensive options during a demanding second half of the season. Lyon, meanwhile, are exploring ways to reinforce their backline and view Disasi as a player who could bring immediate stability and leadership. From Chelsea's perspective, a January exit would make sense. Offloading Disasi would help free up squad space, reduce the wage bill, and potentially generate funds to reinvest elsewhere. While the club is unlikely to recoup the full €45 million paid to Monaco, even a partial return would be considered acceptable given his current status. For Disasi himself, a move away from Stamford Bridge could offer a much-needed reset. Regular football at Roma or Lyon would allow him to rebuild confidence and re-establish himself at a high level, something